Hi, and welcome to this week's Ask Mike Riley, where you email your questions into us. We answer them right here on the show. Mike, I've got some terrific questions this week, and my first one is from Nancy in Ocala, and she writes, why is it important to have a healthcare directive?
Nancy, great question. A healthcare directive, what that allows for is a loved one, a family member perhaps, to step in your shoes and allow them to make decisions for you if you're unable to do that. Perhaps you've had a sudden stroke, you're rushed to the hospital, the doctor has options about your care. Well, obviously he can't speak with you. So what he needs to do is he needs to get a hold of the loved one who holds the healthcare surrogate. That document will allow them to understand what's going on and then choose which direction the doctor should take as far as caring for you.
Yeah, otherwise it's left to the hospital or the doctor, right? And there might be something in there where the family wants to get across a very important message to the medical team.
That's very true. And also, what the family's left with is hiring an attorney and applying for guardianship through the courts. And sometimes that takes 3 to 6 months and costs several $1,000s. So that's something you really don't want to have to go through.
Mike, my next question is from Tammy in Bellevue, and she writes, Mike, my husband has already retired, and I will be retiring in the next 3 years. Good for both of you, by the way. My husband has been a DIY, do-it-yourself investor, and has done all right for us through the years. That being said, I want us to both see a licensed advisor, if for no other reason than to hear that everything is okay. How can I convince him to do this?
Yeah, so wonderful question. And what I'll tell you is there's a big difference between the accumulation phase of our life and the retirement phase of our life. And what we do is we help people get through retirement. And there's a lot of different aspects that you have to consider when you're retired. Remember, you're not going to have a paycheck for perhaps 20 or 30 years of your life. So you want to make sure that you have a program in writing that details where that income is going to come from. So the accumulation phase that he might be working with right now and doing a wonderful job with is going to be much different when both of you are retired and now relying on an income that's got to be derived from your investments, perhaps your Social Security, perhaps a pension that you might have.
You know, Michael, in addition to being a wonderful financial planner, retirement planner, sometimes you have to play marriage counselor, right? You have to get in there because one party wants to do one thing and one party might want to do something different. How do you traditionally handle that?
Yeah, so that happens often actually, and sometimes you can see some of that tension there. So the way we kind of distill that is we'll open it up to some easy questions that we'll throw at both of them, and through that we'll lead them to a better understanding of what makes better sense.
Mike, thanks so much. Hey, if you want more information about anything we discussed here today, and that includes marriage counseling, hey, give us a call in the office or go to our website.